everyone! I'm super excited for today's video because we're talking about Butterworts, carnivorous plants, pinguiculas. So this is going to be a very fun video. I love these plants. They're the best, very cute. They have the most adorable little flowers and they catch fungus gnats mostly. They have sticky leaves that when the fungus gnats land on them, they get stuck, and that's how they eat. So they're very handy plants. Not only are they so cute, but they're very handy, especially if you have fungus gnats. Last year I did a video on repotting my pinguiculas, and as you can see, it has really outgrown its pots. There are so many in here now. It's insane how much these things grow, how quickly they multiply. This one has like a baby hanging off the edge there. So they are in dire need of repotting, and that is what we're gonna do. So I don't think all of them I'm gonna repot, but I am gonna try to clean some of the ones that don't need repotting up because they get really, when their old leaves die, it's very hard to remove them safely without damaging the rest of the plant because these are extremely fragile. They're difficult to remove the old flower spikes. So for example, you see these dead flower spikes, they're not easy to rip off, and it's just kind of difficult to make them stay looking beautiful. But today we're just gonna try and put a dent into that. First of all, I want to repot this big one. This was my first ping. It's a Mexican butterwort and I absolutely love it. These are the babies of that plant. When I repotted it in my video from a year ago, I broke off some leaves and they rooted and grew into new plants. So if you saw that video and you were like, oh my gosh, why didn't she propagate those leaves? I ended up finding them out of the trash and I put them in soil and they grew into 3 new plants. So very exciting, very easy to propagate. These are just such easy plants in general. You guys, I cannot emphasize how much I think you should buy one. So I'm gonna set all these others aside and we're gonna get into repotting this one. I do wanna say though, they can only be fed distilled water or rainwater. So I have to go to the grocery store and buy distilled water whenever I run out. So if that's not a viable option for you, maybe these plants aren't as great as I'm making them sound. Pretty much what I'm trying to do is get each rosette on its own. I don't know how feasible that's gonna be because I wanna have a bunch of these plants. So this is gonna be, I can tell, pretty difficult, but I'm just gonna try and lift this out. And I know there's gonna be a bunch of damage that I cause. Okay. They have very shallow root systems, so it's easy to just lift them up like this. I'm not sure if you can see all the roots below, but I hopefully didn't rip off any of the roots just pulling it out like that. But I think it'll be fine, and I can get rid of all of this old leaves. They're kind of gross and they feel like tissue paper, to be honest. like a wrapping tissue. So let's see. Yeah, I hope that I didn't really rip out any roots, but you saw how easy it was to just bloop, pop it out like that. And I'm gonna continue trying to remove the old leaves because there are a lot of old leaves on here. And like I said, they're very difficult to remove. I'm trying to be very careful. This is a plant that if you're not feeling patient on a certain day, then you should not be repotting it. You should wait until you're feeling more patient. That is what I gotta say about that. I have removed as many dead leaves as I can, just from gently pulling. There are for sure more dead leaves on here, but they're not easy to pull off, so I'm not gonna force it. Like I said, this plant is very delicate and it will break apart if I try tugging on it. So I'm gonna scoot you guys in. Oh, look how cute. I'm gonna scoot you guys in so hopefully you can see a little bit better. So I have my little plant. You can see each rosette can potentially be its own plant. It's very difficult to see what to start with. There's just so much going on, but I think I'm gonna try and split off every plant that has a flower. So potentially I'm gonna have 5 plants because these 2 are from the same plant, and we'll see how that goes. But here we go. Starting off, I'm just gonna rip this apart gently. So I have 2 here, 2 plants here. I want you guys to see how it looks. I'm gently pulling this off, separating it. Oof. There we go, another plant, and dead plant right here. Just take off all these dead leaves. Okay, I have this plant. Uh-oh. This plant I can separate. Okay, so it came off with 2 plants. I'm just gonna keep going around, see what kind of separates off from the others. So this whole chunk here. And I think once they're separated, it's gonna be much easier to clean up. So these are separating very, very well. Honestly, better than I expected. Yeah, I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased with how this is going. But there is a lot of trash here that I'm gonna need to collect. So right now I'm gonna work on cleaning up each plant, taking off the old dead leaves. There we go. So we got a whole baby right here. Oh, so cute. I think I'll find a pot later and I'll just set this aside for now. And this can be rooted, so I'm definitely gonna root this leaf. So far I have 5 separate plants, and then these I need to continue separating because they're still clumped into doubles and whatnot. So this one, there's 2, and I'm just gonna split them. Perfect. Everything is separated now. I have these little guys. Everything is looking so good. I could not be more happy. So I'm gonna clean up and then we can continue. I'm going to put this little, well, this is one of the bigger pieces. So I'm gonna be putting it back into this bigger pot, and I'm literally just leaving everything else, digging a little hole, placing it in there, and look how perfect that is. So I actually do need to cover the hole that I made. And that is absolutely perfect. So I'm gonna have a bunch of plants like this, and I don't know, we'll see what goes on with them. But there we go, 1 down. Like 10 more of them to go. For the soil mix, We need peat moss. And we also need pumice or perlite. I have pumice here, so it's half and half. And I'm also adding a little bit of sand. That's it. Mix it up. All right, so first I'm gonna pot into this clear bowl. Pings don't necessarily need drainage because they should be sitting in water anyways. So I'm very hesitant to try this out. I know it's commonly done, but I just think it's easier to refill a reservoir, but I'm gonna try it anyways. I think it would look so cute. So let's try this out and see how it goes. I guess I'll put 3 in here. That would be kind of cute. So I'm gonna get the smallest ones, which kind of aren't really that small. Put them in here. Oh, dead leaf. There's one. It's already looking so cute. I love that it has a flower. This one will be 2. I have a feeling when it's time to repot these, I'm gonna regret putting multiple in one. This definitely is super adorable, but we'll see if it'll be simple enough for me to care for them this way. I hope so, because it's really, really so cute. I can't emphasize how cute it is. It's probably the most aesthetic way to display these plants. But moving on, I'll put the biggest one in here. Tamp it down a little bit. Cool. It's okay if I get dirt on the leaves because I'm gonna I'm going to rinse them off. Bunch of brand new plants I'm getting today. I really gotta say, I have an insane amount of Mexican butterworts now. I even have the little propagations that might hopefully root, but oh my god, there's so many. So moving on, I'll show you guys at the end because there's kind of a lot. I don't know if you can see here. They're behind me, but I want to move on to this ping right here, which I am the most excited to pot. This one looks awful, but it is such a gorgeous plant. It's called a pinguicula pirouette, and when you put it under intense light, it gets pink. It gets pink. I love it. That is literally why I bought it. So this one is going to be super exciting to split up. This is the one that has little babies waiting to be planted separately. So we're gonna get to that right now, doing the same thing that I did for the other plant. So this one is a little more difficult to do that for because it's kind of lower into the pot. And this one seems to have much deeper roots than the other one. Oh, I forgot that this one is in moss. This one was too difficult to get out of the moss, so I just left it in there. And now I'm future Erica. I always leave things for future Erica, and today I'm future Erica. Okay, so pretty simple to get out, but I do want to get rid of this moss. I don't want it in moss anymore. Oh, I think there were, what are they called? There were clovers, oxalises, I don't know what they are. They have been growing in all my plants, so I guess I just removed all of the oxalis roots right now. This whole chunk right here. I was like, what the heck is this? It's a root clump. This is why I don't like having them in my plants, because they kind of, their roots take over everything. But I think they're really cute, so if they didn't do that, I would keep them. So let's put that aside. And now we can work on separating these, which I think is going to be a much more difficult task. There's a little baby right here. This is the one that was on the edge of the pot, so I can just try to split it. I think this will be the easiest one to do, but I don't know. Since I haven't separated this one before, I feel like this one's a whole lot more fragile, and I don't want to hurt it. There's a little tiny baby on there too. This one is much more difficult to separate, probably because of this moss. Ugh, I'm gonna try to remove as much of this, as much of this moss as possible without harming the plant. We'll see how that works out, but this is the most beautiful one. This is how they're all gonna look. Maybe even more pink because I didn't have it in that bright of light, since I was like, you can't see it anyway since they're all so clumped together. This is a really intense clump. Much, much more intense than the other one. This is how I expected the other one to be. I thought they were all gonna be very difficult. There we go. It's working. We're doing it. This is the original pot. Yeah, I feel like I didn't explain at all, but I feel like they look very nice when they're single, like this, and then I don't really like as much how they look when they're clumped, especially because some of them get kind of like deformed and stuff, but there you have it. That's how this beautiful plant looks. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Now I'm just gonna do cleaning up on these two plants. You can see there's a lot of dead foliage on them. We gotta get rid of it. Just how much dead is on there? All this around the edges is dead. Oh, okay, so I'm just pulling it out. This is better than anything I could have done. I really thought it was gonna be so difficult. And this whole time I just left it on there when I could have cleaned it up. Or maybe it wouldn't have been so easy if I did it sooner. The longer you wait to pull a leaf off, the easier it's gonna come off. All right, there we go. So that looks so nice. Wow. There we go. That is a good looking plant now. Now let's see what we can do with this one, because there's a whole dead plant right here. This whole half, this is a Drosera, and the whole side is dead. So I do want to remove that. It's that easy. Oh, here we go. It is that easy. I'm trying to not be in the sun right now, but it's kind of sunny, so I can't really avoid it. But I put distilled water in my little pump so that I can clean these off and put it more to not a jet stream. That would be great. Okay, here we go. So the thing is that these can only have distilled water. So if you want to clean them off, you can't just, well, I guess you can. You can just go crazy with your hose and then kind of, I guess, rinse them thoroughly afterwards. So with distilled water, so that none of the minerals or anything get left behind. But I just like to use only distilled water because it's just safer, I guess. I really don't want these plants to die. I love them so much. I have so many of them. So yeah, we're just spraying them down. And I think now you can see more easily that there's perlite and stuff. When you first mix things with peat moss, it looks like there's pretty much no amendments in it since they get dirty. So yeah, I just want you guys to see too that there is a bunch of pumice in here. Pumice is what I used, not perlite. And just cleaning off the leaves from any little dirt they got, because they are sticky, so the dirt will stick to them and you are not going to be able to clean it off without using water. You can't dust it off with a makeup brush or anything. That's usually like what you do for like African violets and stuff. I think we're good on the misting. Everything looks pretty clean. It's not bothering me, but these are all the plants. Don't they look amazing? I'm so excited for them to grow, and maybe I could split them up even more and have more plants. I'm gonna figure out a way to set these up probably tomorrow, because this took quite a while. So I'll show you guys though how I end up setting them up. Okay, so firstly, this is the pirouette. You can see how pink it's getting. It's already much pinker. I did remove a light from this shelf, but I think I'm gonna buy another one and replace it because I think my Hoyas and this pink are missing it. Look how pink, it's so cute. So this is the original pot. This is where I keep this one. And this is the only one that I keep inside of this cabinet. And over here is where I keep most of them. So I have a Mexican butterwort right here. I have another one right here. Honestly, I don't really remember where I put which kind of each. So hopefully I'll be able to tell eventually. And this is the main one. So this one has the Drosera right there, all cleaned up. I think it looks very nice. This one, the pinguicula, is also all cleaned up. I think this one is a pirouette. And then these are the first babies that came from the Mexican butterwort. And moving lower on the shelf, I have the beautiful three Mexican butterworts. And even lower than that, I have the propagations, which don't look to be doing good. I was watching over my video and I saw I kept smushing them with my soil. So I don't know if they'll make it, but that's okay because I have so many others. I think these two are Mexican butterworts. And then I also have this little stand with Butterworts. This is probably not where I'm gonna keep them. I just have them here for now while I reorganize my life, as always. And then I also have 3 more Mexican Butterworts, but they're in my kitchen. So yeah, that's all of them. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!